French President Francois Hollande says France is winning in Mali. French-led forces have liberated Timbuktu, which had been under the control of Islamist militants. French and Malian troops received a hero's welcome there. Residents say airstrikes forced many of the rebels to leave the city a few days ago.
When the Islamic militants were occasionally spotted ahead of the convoy, the soldiers called in air support. Mirage jets circling above, accompanied by several helicopters, were usually enough to deter attacks. By the time the convoy reached towns like Niafunke, the camps set up by the jihadists had been abandoned. The arrival of the French troops was greeted with delirious excitement by the residents, who lined the streets as they passed through to express their delight. When the military stopped en route, they were mobbed by grateful Malians.
This is the sort of reaction the French military's been getting in all the villages and the towns we've been through. The people absolutely mobbing them, wanting to show their gratitude to the soldiers.
French troops secure their hold on Timbuktu airport and the surrounding area. They captured the airport late on Sunday with Malian government soldiers. At the same time, French paratroopers were landing to the north of the city. These exclusive Al Jazeera pictures show rebel fighters leaving their bases in Timbuktu. They say they're regrouping rather than fleeing. French forces have set up checkpoints around the city to try to catch them. A deputy mayor of Timbuktu visits the airport. I ask him whether there's a risk of Malian troops carrying out reprisals.
The
Malian troops, I have faith in them, because the Malian troops are Malians themselves. On the contrary, I would say there is not any risk.
The order comes to move into the centre of Timbuktu. The French say they haven't entirely secured the city yet.
Malian troops are leading this convoy into Timbuktu, but appearances can be deceptive. It's the French who are reinstalling the government troops here, and they'll continue to carry out joint patrols with them for some time to come.
The advance into the ancient city has prompted French President Francois Hollande to tell a news conference on Monday, "We are winning this battle." His words come with reports Islamists fleeing Timbuktu set fire to homes and thousands of priceless manuscripts. There are claims from the secular Tuareg rebel commanders they are now in control of the northern town of Kidal after Islamist militant fighters abandoned it. Kidal is the capital of a remote region which borders Algeria. It was one of the last suburban strongholds of the militants. Human Rights Watch has raised concerns that members of the Malian military may be settling old scores during their offensive. Images have been released showing dead bodies at the bottom of a well. African and international leaders will meet on Tuesday in Addis Ababa for a donors' conference. Meanwhile, British Foreign Secretary William Hague has said the UK would not be sending combat troops to Mali.
Earlier this month, the Malian and French militaries launched offensives against militants who'd taken control of northern parts of the country. On Sunday, the forces seized the northern town of Gao, another militant stronghold. They hope to gain control of the country with help from troops of other African nations.
For the people of the fabled city, it was relief and joy. After months under the Islamists' oppressive rule, they were free. French soldiers, alongside a few Malian units, moved into the town without firing a single shot. They faced no resistance as they recaptured the city. As they continued to sweep for mines and booby traps, the fear remains that some rebels are still hiding out there. Some have melted away into the surrounding desert, and the troops know tracking them down in that vast area will be a huge task.
So we can now say the city of Tombouctou is free from the Islamist groups who were staying inside the city since the last 10 months. The population, everybody is outside in the street, shouting and claiming their joy, facing the Malian troops and the French soldier, and shouting, God save Mali, God save France, God save François Hollande. We can hear this even from the roof where I'm standing right now. We just spoke to an old man, a grandfather, who was telling his very sad story, and the hell he suffered since the Islamists entered the city 10 months ago, how he was forced to dress according to Sharia law, how women were forced to dress according to Sharia law, how it was forbidden to smoke or to move in certain area, how they were beaten, sent into jail, and some of them killed or amputed when they were suspected to be thieves. This Sharia law is over now in Tombouctou. We can say now, since about an hour ago, that Tombouctou is free.